ATX is, that is advanced tax, is one of the optional papers when it comes to your ACCA strategic level papers, right? So you have to choose any one of the 5 optional papers which are with you, and one of them is ATX, advanced taxation. We do advanced taxation in UK here, and there are various other versions of it, and we take UK. Now, one of the reasons why would you choose advanced tax as one of the optional papers is it gives you an entirely different career stream option. So, along with the fact that you are doing accounting and auditing relating subjects, which can help you to be like an accountant, to practice like an accountant, an auditor, and the experts in that field, choosing ATX in your strategic level also helps you, my friends, to have taxation as an added career option for you. So you can have the roles like tax analyst, like forensic expert, like tax accountant, tax managers, and being a tax practitioner as an ACCA. All these add-on career options, you can have it once you do ATX as a career option or as an optional paper in your strategic level. So it is I think a very ideal choice to go with, because along with getting the accounting, auditing, and the evaluations part, that is having the finances also as an important career option with you, financial analyst and all, but you're also getting an opportunity to have tax also as a part of your career option. So I really recommend having ATX in your syllabus. Now I'll tell you the applications, I mean, wherein we can use ATX also, and how ATX subject can help you better evolve as a manager, as an ACCA professional. Now, when you take ATX as a subject, and when you look at the pass percentage, that's roughly around 45%. Right, pass percentage is roughly around 45 to 50%. I understand majority of the students who enroll for ATX as a subject, they are generally are professionals who have qualified the other professional degrees, and then they take up ATX as a subject. Even though you know about your Indian taxes, even though you may be knowing about US taxes also, but when it comes to applying them here while taking up these UK taxes, that is the version that I'm discussing here, then why do you think only 45% of the students are making it out? Why not full 100%? Because probably what is the examiner looking for is not being delivered by the students. So what we need here, why would you take an ATX as a subject that we have discussed, but how would you excel in this subject that we are discussing now? So examiner is looking forward for what? When it comes to ATX, let's see what is the perception of examiner. Is the examiner looking for how well do you know about, let's say, employment income? How well do you know about what are the rules for property income? How well do you know about the corporation's income, including the basics and the add-ons? Is the examiner looking to test your understanding ability, understanding of law? Is the examiner looking for this? Or is the examiner looking for how better do you calculate the taxes? Or is the examiner really looking for how much do you, or how better can you memorize the due dates? Are these any of the testing areas when it comes to ATX? Because specifically I want to discuss about the strategic level only. And all of those who want to put in your inputs, you can put it in the chat box. Do you think it is one of the reasons that why is ATX is opted for by the students, and why, what an examiner is expecting from the student? My friends, your examiner is really not looking to test you for any of these things. Your examiner is not looking to test you for whether you have understood the taxation laws to the perfection or not. Whether you, I mean, they're not going to ask you questions that please tell me whether these I have the following are a part of the capital gain definition or not, for example. Okay, or they are not really looking into testing that whether Mr. A knows about, or whether the students know about how to work out the income tax calculations, or whether the students are really able to memorize the due dates, that is, when is the tax due, when is the returns to be filed, what are the penalty rates, and so on. Are they really looking for it? No, because this was already covered in your skills level. Then what is the perception of the examiner when it comes to ATX? So when it comes to ATX, your examiner is really looking forward to how well you can apply all these in a case study and give the practical solution to it. So there is a case study which is going to be given to you, then you'll have exhibits and you'll have various subparts to that case study. I will discuss the paper pattern also. Okay, now in that case study you will be required as a basics, it is an assumed point that the students would have the understanding for laws, the students know how to calculate taxes, students are very well able to memorize the due dates, and all of this cluster along with the judgments that you have obtained, the understanding levels that you have created, you have to apply all this in the case study which is given to you. So it is like a practical case study, and the examiner at strategic level is really looking forward to make you all completely industry ready, completely practical aspects you all have garnered. So here when we are going to do ATX questions or ATX discussions, my methodology is not going to be where I'm really looking into making you making sure that you guys have complete hold of case laws only, or you guys have complete hold of the calculations only, or you are able to memorize the due dates. My holding point or my relevant point here would be how well you're able to combine all these, everything together along with the understandings that you have drawn. And you are able to give judgments, you're able to conclude, you're able to apply your skills, whether it is the communication skills, the skepticism skill, the evaluation skills. So all the skills you have to apply at one place, put it in this case study, and make sure that you make the examiners completely and fully aware that yes, you know this, yes, you know how to apply them, and this is where your judgment is going to be tested. I think I can take up a small example to maybe make you understand about it, like how the questions can test you. Now we all know the current scenarios that are going on, I mean, in the world. Okay, in the world, I think we have the situations where there is like a war-like situation which is there. Okay, and then let's say you are in a country which is really affected by this. For example, if I'm talking about you are working for a client, and that company is in Iran, that company maybe is in US. Okay, or let's say the current the current LPG crisis also which is going on. So now let's take up a scenario where there's a company which is located in US, and it is, or maybe a company is not located in US, it is located in Saudi Arabia, and it is facing tough times because of the war-like situations which are there. Now, what will it lead to? Will it lead to what do you call? Will it lead to its shrinking of sales? Will it lead to its shrinking of revenue? Will it lead to the expenses that it had foreseen that it will incur, but now it is not able to incur the expansion plans? It is not able to have the assets it is not able to put to use because the assets are not being able to put to use, situations like that. So due to the impact on revenue, due to the impact on profits, on EBITDA, and in fact due to the impact on the capital assets not being available for ready to use, now what will be the impact of it on the tax planning that was done. Let's say you had paid an a POA being an individual. Now that is payment on account, that is advance tax was paid on these income, and now the calculations have all changed. So will it impact your tax dues? Will it impact your tax liabilities? I mean, what if the systems are down and you have to file your return? How would you able to meet the due dates? So the taxation angle of it can also come here. Let's say now the LPG prices are very volatile, right? They're increasing, they're decreasing. Now let's say the company, the question gives you a scenario where it's a hotel chain, okay? It's a hotel or it's a restaurant, and it really requires huge supply of the gas. But now gas is not available, due to which its stocks are there. The stocks are there. I'm not doing accounting here, okay? The stocks are there on which maybe you have claimed input VAT, but you're not able to convert them into finished goods. So what about the output VAT? How would you consider it? Okay, so and also when the gas is in short supply, you're not able to serve the guest. Your revenue gets affected. So your profit will get affected, and so your taxes will get affected. So this is a practical case study which is given to you here. Your understanding of law, the application of calculations, the due dates, everything is going to come here together. So can you see that in different scenarios, be it the war-like situation, be it the normal the grass crunch situation, be it the normal day-to-day working conditions, or be it any situation, your tax planning can really be different in all the cases. So now what is the examiner looking for? Examiner is looking for those answers. Examiner is looking for that replies from the students, where the student can really apply these knowledge in these practical case studies and make sure that yes, they are able to meet the requirements of the examiner. So in ATX, whether you're doing a section A or a section B question, my focus in the class would be to not just make you understand the concepts along with the basics. So here I want to highlight lot of students who come to me directly to the strategic level. They always have these questions. Mind you, it's around 80% at least of them who always have a question. Ma'am, is it right to opt for ATX when we have never studied UK taxes in the skills level? Because, I maybe I just received some exemptions or I have not read it. I always say, boss, don't worry. Whether you have covered your UK taxes in the skills level or you haven't covered, as your guide, as a mentor, I always make sure that I'm always brushing up the basics before I take up your advanced portions. So before I take up overseas taxation, I make sure that you guys are absolutely clear with the domestic UK taxation. Only then I'll take up the overseas part. So in my lectures also, in the notes also, I will show you here. I always give you notes separately for your basics, and I always give you notes, my handwritten class summary notes. I always give you separately for your ATX part. So that once you do your basics, you can do your ATX part and it's not clustered together. So that your basics are also clear and your advanced portions are also clear. Because once you qualify, from that day onwards, you're expected to know everything in detail. So you need your basics clarity to be there, that I try to give you in my sessions. Okay, so you can just, you just have seen that how ATX can be a proven subject, can really help you as a very different career stream. Just like we do our careers in our domestic taxes, we can do it in the UK taxes, whether it's an outsourcing company or a big four or the different other MNCs which requires roles of these tax analyst, tax managers, tax operations. So they would be looking for these, add-on add-on papers when you show your ACCA degree. So it is definitely a very in-demand paper, and it's highly scoring. It has got the highest pass rate among all the strategic level papers. So you can also score very high here. That generally is the inhibition with the students. You can have a separate career stream available with you, and that gives you a lot of opportunities that become open for you. So here is your ATX. So in today's orientation session, guys, my focus is to make you aware of the exam pattern that you are going to face, because you should be aware of the kind of exams that, questions that you are going to face. And also I am also going to discuss the strategy that you should adopt in order to clear your paper. Now, whether you are a student who's enrolling for the classes or you are a self-study student, the strategy is going to help all of you almost in the same way. Okay. Yes. So, and I would also give you one add-ons that why you should be watching, why you should be going through the sessions, what advantage will it give you. Okay, so any questions and any queries that you have, please put it to me in the chat box and I shall take it. Okay, guys. Now, what is your paper pattern going to be? How is your exam, ATX exam paper set? Let's have a clear review about it. So, your ATX exam paper is a computer-based exam, and of course, now you have to give it at the center only. The time allowed to you is not 3 hours; it is 3 hours 15 minutes. So, it's an add-on point. You get 15 minutes extra in your strategic level papers. So, you'll get 3 hours 15 minutes. Passing marks is 50%, and passing marks is 50% and not more than and not less than this. So you have to get 50% to pass the exam, and this is something that can easily be achieved with a consistent strategy plan and consistent approach. Now your paper pattern is where you have section E question, only one question that will carry 50 marks. But you know what? You don't have to write for 50 marks. Then the next question is, ma'am, what are you saying? For how many marks then we have to write? You just have to write for 40 marks. I'm sorry, you just have to write for 40 marks. Why only 40 marks? Why? Because see, out of these 50 marks, 35 marks are your technical marks where you're tested for your technical skills in taxes, whether it's calculations, whether it's laws, whether it's their applications, whether it's the due dates. Okay, so application of all the rules that we know, all the laws that we know, then a cluster of so many taxes are there in this question. Now, so and here 5 marks is given to you for your ethics. So ethics is your moral responsibility as an auditor. That also we will cover. So covering those points, we get these 5 marks. In total, you are only writing your answer for 40 marks, guys. You're not writing for full 50 marks, because 10 marks, I say, they are free, they are given to you basis your professional skills that you are being able to demonstrate. Okay, now which are the professional skills here? Here we discuss 4 type of professional skills. One is communication, another is skepticism, commercial acumen, and analysis and evaluation. Just quickly take it in detail. Why? Because overall in the paper, 15 marks, not 15, 20, 15 plus 1. Yeah, overall in your paper, 20 marks are given to you basis your how well you have answered your paper with respect to skills. So you are only writing paper for 80 marks for in 3 hours 15 minutes. Okay, you are only writing your exam for 3 hours 15 minutes only. And that is for 80 marks only. The remaining 20 marks you will be able to get how you have answered your question, whether the skills requirement which is given by the examiner are met or not. So I think it's very important for us to also understand that what are the different skills that are required to be demonstrated by the students. Okay, so let's look at these. I have given you the summary of these skills. We will be covering them in detail in the class. We'll be ensuring that these skills are a part of your answer, so that yes, you know how to answer the questions by demonstrating these skills. Like number 1 is communication. What is communication really aiming at? That the answer should be given in the correct performer. Now, what is the performer that we will take up in the class? I will show you what is the correct performer that you should be adopting. Whether you're writing notes, whether you're writing notes to the meeting, you're writing a memorandum, you're writing a letter, you're writing an email reply, all that, for that, what is the performer that we will be covering? Clear? So communication skills is that answers should be written in the performer as you have studied, and always your answers are going to be to the point. They have to be concise. Please don't write stories. Nobody's going to read it. Very important for your ACCA ATX paper is your answers should have headings and subheadings that are a mandatory part, that should be a part of your answering. Ideally, I recommend please bold them. Okay, please bold them. Never write your answer in bullets and write your answers in paragraphs, and so other points that we will take up when we do the lectures, when we do the practice session, and there I'll take it up. Now, then second skill is analysis and evaluation. Analysis and evaluation basically requires what? That you are able to demonstrate your skills in a way that you are presenting to the examiner that yes, you know about the rules and regulations. You are able to refer the rules and regulations very clearly in your exam, very clearly, and then you can relate it with the data, with the content, with the context, the case study which is given to you. So you are able to give the law, what is given in the law, and then relate it to the case study and give that evaluation in your answering. Okay, so this is evaluation and analysis, very important part and really gains you a lot of marks. Okay, let's go to the next one. So when I take up the next skill, which is skepticism. Skepticism is always you search for is there any missing data? Is there any missing link? Is there any information that has not been shared? Or is there any question that looks incorrect or incomplete? Maybe because the data is not complete, maybe because the data is not accurate. Then you have to highlight that in the question. You have to make sure that you tell examiner that yes, this data is incomplete, this data is not given, so we make an assumption, and you write about that assumption. So skepticism test you for that. Yes, absolutely, it's a very good testing area. Then the last is commercial acumen. Commercial acumen is for what you're studying ATX, the practical applicability. That is, you're able to apply whatever you studied in the course in a realistic manner, in a practical manner, and this is where your communications, your commercial acumen gets tested. Okay, and we are not really, the examiner is not really looking forward that you're copy pasting the law and that's your answer. No, you have to refer it to the context which is given you. Okay, you have to make sure that you write your answers in the most simplest way in your own words. Yes, very important. Just like what I'm saying to you, right? Very simple, no fancy words and no really great and big sentences. Here we're just focusing on making the examiner understand that yes, you know about all that. Okay. Okay, so here are the skills. Now these skills, the question will mention that section A is typically tested for all the 4 skills. Section B, each of the questions will be tested for generally 2 skills. Question will give you that, so you have to make sure that your answering is as per these requirements. Your answering is strictly as per these requirements. Yes. Okay, so this is what you will do, and you will cater your 20 marks here. Very important, you will get your 20 marks here once you meet the requirements. Clear? So now section A will generally cover 3 to 4 taxes, will be from like a case study generally covers a major part of the chapter. Okay, and you will have a one big case study for it, which will have multiple taxes and multiple questions covered. Now you're left with 50 marks more, and you in section B, you'll have 2 questions. Each question will be for 25 marks. Clear? Each question will be for 25 marks, and out of the 25 marks, again 5 marks are your skills. So practically you are writing your answer for how much marks? You're only writing your answer for 20 marks. Isn't it really interesting that you are answering only for 80 marks, and in 20 marks question, 25 marks question also, you're only writing answer for 20 marks. So I think it's very good that you are able to do these questions quite comfortably in your complete time of 3 hours 15 minutes, right? So I find it really interesting and good. Okay, so here you have 2 questions of 25 marks, but the beauty here is again you will have multiple questions, multiple taxes asked. It's not just one tax. because it is advanced taxation, so you have multiple taxes asked here as well. Clear? Okay, I hope I'm very clear. Now just quickly let's look at these chapters. They look very comfortable, but let me tell you they are really not, because there are a lot of planning chapters. Okay, that we need to focus on. Okay, just give me a minute and then we continue further. In the meanwhile, guys, you have any questions, please type in. If you have any questions, I think that you have to ask, you need clarity on, please type in. Okay, now let's go further. So these are the chapters that you will have in your ACCA ATX syllabus. Okay, so now I generally divide it into different blocks and I will be taking your questions, your practice. You know, I'll give you mocks. We will do lot of practice questions in the class, and that is depending upon these blocks. So ethics, tax avoidance, income tax computation is generally one block. No, this also one block. Then your employment income and personal tax planning, till this you have a second block. Then this becomes your third block. Then this and this till chapter 12th and 13th. This also becomes your fourth block. Then sole traders until this becomes your fifth block. The corporations, that is the companies, is the largest block. Till this you will have your sixth block, these two seventh block, and this is going to be eighth block. Yeah, so I will be telling you in the class till which blocks I will be taking up the syllabus, and according to which I'll take up questions, sometimes surprise questions, many times I'll give you homework questions, many times I'll give you a question paper also to be done. So I'll send you paper and we will discuss it also in the class. Okay, now very beautiful part of this is that you can see these questions or these chapters, they involve a lot of planning chapters. Okay, I want your attention here, like personal tax planning, like capital tax planning, okay, like owner managed business tax planning, like corporate tax planning. All these planning chapters are highly important for your exam. The reason being, see, what you are going to be tested upon is doing the correct planning. So planning is the core area of ATX, and that you need to make sure that you are able to do it well. Okay, your questions will also revolve generally around the planning questions only and the planning part only, and where you have to plan, you have to execute. So there this planning part becomes very important. It'll have multiple scenarios, and let me tell you guys, we do all these questions in the class. We do more than 100 200 questions in the class. I give you an extensive question bank that I think covers more than 500 questions. And all these questions, so the question bank is more like a compiler which is compiled from the different sources, right? And so the purpose is that we should have the multiple questions all at one place, and that is going to be your testing area, right? So I try to make sure that I give you the access to all those questions, and and compiled from the various sources, so that you have an exposure to all these different questions at one place. Now, I know the next question that always comes in, ma'am, what is the strategy that we should be adopting? Guys, the strategy is very clear. I want your attention on my screen. So whether you are a self-study student or you are taking classes, your strategy has to be just very straightforwardly simple. We are in the month of March, and by 23rd March, just give me a minute. Okay, so you have to make sure, guys, please look at this strategy and your planner. You have to make sure that by number 1, by 31st March. Then your second date is by 15th of April. Then your third date is by 25th of April. Then your fourth important date is by 30th of April. Then your fifth important date is by 10th of May. Then your sixth important date is by 20th of May. And one more important date I will give you by 31st of May. These are the 7 important dates that you should have in your planner. Why? By 31st of March, you should be able, when you are looking at the syllabus, so by 31st of March, that is almost 15 days, 16 days from here, you should be able to complete your first and second block. Okay, your block 1 and 2 should be completed. When we look at 15th April, then your block 3rd and 4th, okay, then your block 3rd, 4th and 5th should be completed. When we look at block on 25th of April, so by 25th of April, you have to make sure that, let me also take space with what if you are not able to complete everything. Hi dear, if you have any questions, you can ask me for your ATX. I'll be happy to answer them. Yes. So now if you're not able to complete till 5th block, let me give you some space for it. So you have to make sure that till your block 6, you are able to complete it by 25th April. I give you one more slot. By 30th of April, you should be able to be done with block 7. So that by 10th of May, tentatively, you're able to complete with all the blocks. When you complete them by 10th of May, so okay, and then when we do mocks and we start with the revisions, by 20th of May, you should be able to be done with your first level of revision. By 31st of May, you should be able to complete your second level of revision. And by then your last revision will be 1 day before your exams. 1 day before your exams, mandatorily you have to take your revisions. Okay, so 3-level revisions are mandatory. I will tell you what is my approach going to be when you're doing classes. How do we include all of them in our classes only? Okay, and then whatever you do as a revision are all add-ons. Okay, I have a question here. Why taxes on car and vehicles are not claimed from HMRC? I am sorry, but I'm not able to get your answer. If you're talking about VAT credit on cars and vehicles, then when we cover VAT chapter, I think I can better explain you there as well, that when the cars like which are in the motor running business, the cars are where it's like a car driving school, those cars, then yes, you can claim input VAT credit. More details I can tell you when we discuss that topic. Okay, so you can keep this topic with you and you can discuss it with me when we are doing the VAT chapter as well. But I hope I could give you clarity. If you have any other questions also, you can put it up. Okay, so I hope this strategy is very simple. It is something that you can achieve very comfortably. You really don't have to do very hard efforts. I have divided your syllabus into 8 blocks and given you target that by 10th of May, ideally it should be done by 30th of April. But I'm giving you the leverage of 10th of May. By 10th of May, you should be able to complete all your 8 blocks. Now, how will we proceed in our class? Let's look here. Okay, how will we proceed in our class? First of all, let me tell you, your ATX classes will be completely in English language. That's great. That's great. You can start with ATX right away. Okay, you can start with ATX also right away. And the best part is, you let's say you're planning for June, because many students come to me and they say, ma'am, I have a plan to give it in September, but if I enroll in June, will I get the sessions for September as well? Yes, I will give you access, not just for June, I will give it to you for September as well. So 3 plus 3 months I will give you the access for. I know many times we enroll for the coming quarter, but for some reasons we are not able to appear. So don't worry, my students, you will get the access for the next quarter as well. Okay, now my lectures will completely be in English. I know sometimes I receive queries where students ask me, ma'am, why don't you give the lectures in English also? Why don't you include Hindi also? I know there are many various places where Hindi is also included, but I know that I am actually discussing it with my students who are going to be global students, right? Okay, many congratulations to you for clearing your ATX, and I'm sure that uh, you will do excel in other subjects as well. Okay, so now my point is that, guys, in we are studying for a global subject. So when I'm studying for a global subject, then I think I need to prepare you all for as for the global standards, and as for the global standards, I need to prepare you all for the English language. Hence my delivery is completely in English, but the best part is, as just the way that I'm speaking right now, right? The most common way of speaking on English language, no fancy words, no really very, technically great and difficult sentences. You will have the simple English language which will be delivered to you, in which the sessions will be delivered to you in the class. Now, in case any students wants to enroll, but they want some understandings in Hindi language also, I will try to make sure that you come to me. We have the WhatsApp groups that will be created. You can ask me a query over there. I'll certainly take it in a way that you are comfortable with. Yes, that is something add-on that I will provide as a mentor, as a guide to you. Now, when it comes to classes, we have 100% WhatsApp groups available. All of the students who enroll will be part of my WhatsApp group. I make sure that your queries, whether in the live sessions or on the WhatsApps, are cleared very early, and they are cleared in a way that gives you clarity. Okay, because I am there going to be with you as a support till your exams, and at least, of course, we are always beyond that as well. Now, the classes which are going to be delivered to you will be 75 hours approximate will be pre-recorded. So these are 75 hours approximate pre-recorded. And guys, these concepts not just includes the advanced portions, but they include basic plus advanced both. So your basics plus advanced portions of the taxes all are going to be covered here. Yes, all. And in a way that you can understand it, in a way that is absolutely clear to you. So for every chapter, I will first give you basics, and then I will make you understand the advanced portion. And also, yes, I give you separate videos for it. I give you separate handwritten notes for the same, so that your basics are clear, and then you can apply them in the advanced scenarios. So you get 100% absolutely crystal clarity. Yes, we do that in the class. Now, approximately 25 to 30. Here I write 25 to 30, but I know it always goes beyond it. And that will include some pre-recorded part as well as live part for your section A and B questions. Okay, so here I say it is pre-recorded, but generally majority of it goes in live only, where we take live classes, and the purpose of this live is for the practice. So I will give you a practice planner in advance in the first week only, where my focus would be that what are the chapters that I'm going to take up on a particular practice session day. We will discuss those chapters, discuss those questions on that particular day. So that live classes schedule I fixed for you Friday 7:30 p.m. IST. In case if we think that we require an add-on class along with it, I will always include it as well. So that flexibility is always there. Otherwise, the live sessions are scheduled for Friday 7:30 p.m. till 10:30 or 11 p.m. That will go on. Okay. And again, if we need some classes a day more, then I can always add one more day of live class. The purpose here is to do as much questions as we can so that you are ready for your exams only while you're doing the classes only. Okay, so you will be doing a lot of questions. Generally, we do more than 100 questions in the class. So I'll try to take up, I'm sorry, not 100, but yes, 50 to 100 it goes in that we take it in the class. At least minimum 50 to 60 questions we're always doing. So I'm solving them in the class. But when you also do questions, it goes up to 100 as well. Okay, and yes, there is no limit to it. We can always take more questions. Apart from this, I have prepared question banks. Like I told you, they're like a compilers from which I give you homework questions. You have to send those answers to me. I personally evaluate them one-on-one basis, give you feedback, basis on which you do improvements in your next questions. Yes, we do that. Then I will these are the minimum mocks that I will conduct, 2 full syllabus and 2 mid syllabus based on the blocks. Why I say minimum? Because if there is a need to give you more papers, we'll have more questions also. But you know what? I will be taking it in the mid syllabus. I'll be taking some surprise test. I'll be giving you some random questions. So in all, actually, we cover a lot of questions in the class. Now, will we have revision session? Absolutely, yes, no doubt about it. So by mid-May, we will be able to complete the syllabus, and post which I will have 100% revision session for the entire syllabus. I will have 100% doubt taking session also, where I'll clarify your doubts. I'll take up your doubts. We will clarify it, and we will have mock discussion sessions as well. Plus, that I've not mentioned here, so it's a bonanza. I will be also taking up marathon sessions. Marathon sessions are the exam question sessions. So that we will take up based on your past papers, study hub, and a lot of other places, some important questions that I've read and I've picked them up. And then I've made a mix of 2-3 questions also to give you a comprehensive question that will give you even more better understanding and applicability of the laws. So that also we will do. So we'll have revision, we will have doubts, we will have marathon sessions also. A question answer session on a quick way. You will be able to complete your syllabus by midway, and today was an orientation. Typically, the recordings will be made accessible to you post Monday onwards, that is 16th March onwards. And of course, basis your enrollment, you will get access to all the recordings plus a lot of extra material that I give you. Now the pointer comes in, ma'am, will you be giving us any books also? Yes, right now I'm going to give you, when you enroll, the soft copies of your study text. That is again custom created by me, plus your question bank, which is more like a compiler from your past papers, from Study Hub, from BPP, from Kaplan, from all these places we have done the compilation. Plus, I will also give you my handwritten summary notes. And the beauty, guys, when I give you these notes, they will include your basics as well as your advanced portion. So you don't have to be really worrying about, ma'am, I don't know about basics. I make sure that you get a complete understanding of the basics also here. Of course, not that much in detail that we do otherwise in our ACCA, in our skills exam. But yes, it will be fair enough for you to understand the basics, and then, going ahead and doing the advanced portions. All these will be made and will be given to you. Apart from this, lot of technical articles also that we do and we take up in the class, the examiner reports also that we discuss in the class. So all these resources also we take up, and time to time you'll have a lot of videos also coming up that is going to give you a lot of tips and tricks for your ACCA ATX exam. Marathon sessions are there. All these are going to be a complete part of your subject when you enroll. Okay, and these marathon sessions will be there for the YouTube, will be available on the YouTube just before the exams that we will be having over there. Okay, so, and my perception is very clear in ATX. See, guys, Just want to update a few things about me. I am a tax consultant and who deals in the overseas taxes, be it US tax, UK tax, and the Indian taxes as well. And I'm doing it for the last 14 years. Before that, for 2-3 years, I was in audit, but now I am for long into taxes. So I think tax is something that once you get into it, I mean, it is always there in your blood. It gives you a very good career stream, a very stable one, and taxes that is always going to be in demand. Why? Because no government, no company can function without having a tax department. So it is always going to be there. So it is never going to be a situation where you don't have taxes department in the entity. Correct. So I'm sure that you got a hold of this ATX topic. You have any questions, you can always approach me through WhatsApp, and that is already there in the description box. Any other questions and queries, I'm free to answer them. You have the link www.bbvirtuals.com. You want to enroll for the subject, get the demos, you can get it over there. But yes, I think I should give you a freebie towards the end, and the freebie is we will be having 2 practice sessions, and these practice sessions will be free of cost. Yes, absolutely. These 2 practice sessions will be free of cost, live on YouTube. So you will get a hold of these practice sessions as well. They will be there on YouTube to give you guidance. And they are like acting as demo videos. Apart from this, there are more demo videos also that are already there in my channel, in my playlist, Tax and ATX, and that you can always have a look at. Okay, one more point that people ask me, ma'am, will you be covering the amendments? Of course, yes. Wherever the relevant changes are needed to guide you, I will be doing it. We will be following FA 2025 only for your June attempt, and that is going to be valid for your September attempt as well. So we will be covering whole and soul everything in your ATX, guys, and learning is fun, and that is the motto of our class, as well as 100% crystal clarity. So in the class, I'll make sure that you guys are absolutely 100% crystal clear. We have thorough understanding of the entire topics and in a fun way. So we'll include a lot of fun moments also in the class, a lot of question solving, a lot of discussions, and whole we will have a very fulfilling class. Any questions, any queries, reach out to me on WhatsApp or my team. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel, to like the video, and ensure that you understand that why ATX is a very important optional paper that gives you altogether a very different career stream as well, in which you can excel and make your stable career. Okay. Thank you all, guys. See you all in the class. You have any questions and queries, you can always come to me. Thank you. So your friend, your mentor, your guide, Anshu Budhia is signing off. See you all for the PM orientation session tomorrow. Please like my channel, subscribe to my channel, like the video and share the video. Thank you.